Ad Astra, my fellow space enthusiasts. Space exploration is celebrated today, April 12th, on the International Day of Human Spaceflight. Now, why do I say Ad Astra? Because that's Latin for to the stars, and the full phrase is Ad Astra per Aspera, to the stars through difficulties or overcoming difficulties. Now, that is very important as we salute each and every human who has contributed to getting the first human, Yuri Gagarin, off the planet and into orbit on this day way back like 70 years ago. But we also celebrate all the people who are contributing today and who will continue to make Earth an interplanetary species, starting, of course, by becoming the species to get to the lunar space orbit, to the lunar space station, to the lunar colonies, and then progressing to Martian colonies. The main difference between colonizing the moon and colonizing Mars is that the moon has no atmosphere and Mars at least has a little thin atmosphere, but nonetheless it is there to sort of create a greenhouse effect. And if we can terraform Mars in the long term future, then it can become the second habitat for humanity. The moon, of course, can sort of be like a settlement or like an outpost, because reaching and coming back from the moon are like 1 week long trips as far as current technology goes. So the Japanese Slim lander, of course, also was dubbed as a sniper shot at the moon because it tried some very interesting techniques to get there as soon as possible. But still, coming to Mars and staying there and populating another planet with human species is the long term goal of human spaceflight. Now, this is very important because in the current generation, it gives us a lot of solutions to real world problems. If you think about it, a few decades ago, solar cells were developed because space exploration was at a priority, and lots of communication systems, lots of recycling systems, lots of technologies, and lots of computational concepts have been developed because we have been trying to go beyond Earth and to reach out into the vast, vast universe. That also brings me to the Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft, which are still functioning, even though Voyager 1 has a bit of a data corruption problem, which scientists are trying to fix at NASA, and hopefully we can get data back from it for the interstellar region beyond the heliosphere, which is the protective sphere created by the sun, more like a bubble, that protects the solar system as we hurtle through the deep space on the outer regions of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Of course, all this is very comedically and very amusingly used in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is, of course, the founding book of Project Bibliotherapy, which I will be sharing with you in other shorts. So, leaving science fiction comedy aside, I also want to say that the Artemis mission by NASA has just been joined by JAXA, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, and they will be exploring Moon together because JAXA will be contributing a rover which is pressurized so that humans can explore the moon and sort of experiment and do more scientific research over there without having to have those bulky spacesuits on. Talking about spacesuits are also a very different thing than they were 50 years ago or even 20 years ago. And we are constantly trying to, like I said, develop new technologies that will not only help us explore space and become spacefaring species, but also improve life right here on Earth. So with that, I will say, do celebrate International Day of Human Spaceflight in any which way you can. The total solar eclipse just went past. It was, of course, not visible from my nation, India. Nonetheless, India's ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, is continuing with the plans for Gaganyaan, which is our own manned spaceflight program. So let's see how that goes. All the tests up till now have been running successfully, even though the pandemic delayed the timeline a bit. But everything is well, and hopefully, we are going to be seeing some very good results from ISRO in the near future or in the far future, because this is a long term game, it's not a short term game. You have to really give a shout out to SpaceX, because they just continue to nail landing after landing of their reusable Falcon boosters. And you also have to give a tremendous amount of appreciation to other private space companies like Intuitive Machines, whose lander Nova C Odysseus lander on the moon just tippled over, and to Rocket Lab for their helicopter catching reusable booster ideas. And China is apparently going to try and catch reusable boosters with wires stretched out over the sea or something like that. So lots of innovation going on, which is going to finally get us, hopefully, before we all get wiped out in a holocaust, brought on by nuclear war. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen in the future ever. But I've just started watching a series on Amazon Prime called Fallout, which is exactly that. Nuclear holocaust followed by warring factions of humanity, all up in each other's business and fighting it out. So anyway, once again, leaving fiction aside, talking about the reality of space exploration, I will say that it was indeed one of the highlights of my life to visit the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in Thiruvananthapuram and to get a glimpse at how our space program has rocketed, almost literally, from the weather testing rockets being carried by bullock carts to the recent Agni 5 MIRV, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, Agni 5 missile. All these things are basically applications of high concepts of technology that trickle down into real life and make our lives better and make future generations better equipped to handle the negative impacts that we are having on Earth, our little blue marble. So while the Earth remains our only home, we have to try and take care of it as much as we can, which is why I say you should do zero impact travel, which doesn't involve a lot of effort. All it needs from you is to be responsible about where you're going. Do not leave trash around, do not litter the place, do not overindulge in touristy activities that are harmful to nature, and sort of try and do sustainable tourism. You can check out our travel vlogs for more about that. When we went to Ladakh, we were completely zero impact, and we did not let a single wrapper of even a candy drop out of our vehicle. We kept it all in a bag and disposed of it in properly designated waste baskets. This is just the start of the zero impact travel tourism that I want to, that I envision. Other than that, check out our travel vlogs to Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra and Panchgani, which is the second largest plateau, I think, in Asia or maybe in India. I'm not sure about that. Then we went to Bihar, my home state, and had an excellent time over there celebrating Chhath Puja, the second Chhath Puja of the year, because the first Chhath Puja of the year, which worships the sun and nature, has started today in Bihar, in the eastern parts of UP and Bihar, and in all Bihari communities all around the world. So bringing us back to Astra, the Ad Astra, to the stars, because the sun is the star that gives us life and makes everything we do possible. So here's a huge respect to the sun, to the universe, and to life. So not in that order is it used in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but once again, closing the spiral and coming back, we want to celebrate International Day of Human Spaceflight as constructively and as educatively as possible. So check out my other space exploration videos. I will link the playlist here. And thank you so much for watching. I am Akshat from India. Do share in the comments what you think about space exploration, what your thoughts are about the future, and check out my science fiction book, which is set on Earth, Moon, and Mars 420 years into the future. It's called An Android Awoke. It's about the first sentient robot, and I can't wait for you to try it out. Not just today, not just in the near future, but forever and ever. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe. May the force be with you. I will be watching Star Wars The Bad Batch and Young Sheldon later and sharing my reviews about them, the latest episodes. It's the final season of both these series, The Bad Batch of Star Wars and Young Sheldon, the spin-off of The Big Bang Theory. If you're interested in those things, do check out my videos about that as well. And my shorts are just my vlogs. So once again, thank you, take care, stay safe, and smash that sub button for Awesome Ags fun.